Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
I'm Edward Lewis.
Edward, looking a little different today.
I trimmed the mustache.
Wow. Next time, just buzz the whole thing off. I don't know why we're trying to keep this thing alive.
Looks great.
But Edward is filling in for Charlie Cotton, who's been on paternity leave. Edward works over at TMZ Sports. Top dog over there.
Top dog, from what I've been told. Yep. Woof.
We have a lot of stories we're going to go over today. We're going to be starting with Paris Hilton. She's responding to some backlash over her son Phoenix not wearing a life jacket. Allison Holker, do you remember her? She's the widow of tWitch, the famous guy that was on the Ellen DeGeneres show that passed away. She is debuting a new romance a year and a half later. We'll get into that. Bhad Bhabie and her boyfriend, controversial relationship here. They just got tattoos of each other's faces. And lastly, we're going to go over Baywatch. We're going to talk about all the recent drama that's come out of this docuseries. Nicole Eggert, is applauding Jeremy Jackson's honesty when he admitted on the docuseries that he sniffed her bathing suit. Dirty bathing suit. All right, starting off with Paris Hilton. She is reassuring fans that she is a good mother. She's come under some fire ever since she's had these two children about safety stuff. There was an issue with the car seat. Now she's getting backlash over a TikTok video she posted of her 19-month-old son, Phoenix, exploring a sunreef catamaran in a cute burgundy outfit. But fans were quick to notice he wasn't wearing a life jacket. He appeared to walk happy around the watercraft. And fans raised concern that he wasn't in a safety jacket. As you can see him here, a lot of people here are commenting saying, "Mama, please have him wear a life jacket. Always on a boat. Stuff happens. That's why they're called accidents. With love." So there's some like nice comments, but also some very concerning. Oh, look, and he's kind of stumbling around there. I don't know. I mean, ooh. Yeah, this is giving me like some fear just watching.
I hate. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell Paris Hilton how to parent somebody, especially when I don't have kids of my own. But this does seem wildly unsafe. I like at some point. I get when he's in the couch area or in the eating area. It's a yacht. I mean, I understand that he doesn't need one while he's on the beds and all that kind of stuff. But this is very, very close to the edge of that water.
Yeah, and if he did like slip away, you see how fast the water is gushing underneath.
Yeah.
So it's not like you could just easily jump on in
and get him.
Yeah, it's not like they're just kind of floating in a lake or something.
Look how close those mesh nets are to the edge of the boat.
Right.
Like, and you know, it's open waters. You know what I mean? Like there's big waves at points, and there's swells that happen out of nowhere. I'm Team Paris almost on 99% of all this stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff I don't know if we spoke about it. She was recently involved in some backlash over the way she positioned car seats.
Yep, and then there was another thing too where a life vest was on backwards and people were correcting her there. So, there's definitely a lot of mom shaming online.
I'm Team Paris on that.
But this I do feel like he should be wearing.
Watch this video. It's like skin crawling. It's like And again, I know it's a little bit of optical illusion because it's the mesh netting over the yacht. So
right.
It appears closer to the water than it actually is. But man, look how quick this baby moves. Look how quick the water's moving. I'm with the trolls on this one. I think maybe a life jacket works better for her here.
He's very cute,
Adorable.
though.
Yeah.
I went to a Paris Hilton event like a week ago, and her two kids were there with Carter, her husband. It was like a big Nicole and Paris, like they've been filming their reunion, and they did like an opera saying only one word. Paris and Nicole with like a whole choir did an opera, only singing one word.
What is
Sana
that?
sa.
Wait, the entire time that's what they said?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So it's like sana sa, sana sa,
The two of
sana
them.
sa, sana sa. Yes.
Oh man.
I know. It'll be on the upcoming reunion show. Can't wait to see. All right, moving on to Allison Holker. She has found love again after her husband, Steven Twitch boss, died by suicide. You remember we broke this story about a year and a half ago. Huge story.
Like,
he was like the happy-go-lucky guy.
Yes, like people really knew him and
People
really
knew
loved
him on the Ellen show. He was the DJ on the Ellen show. He was so fun, happy, full of life. And it was so shocking to find out he was discovered in a hotel room. He had taken his own life. Well, now his widow, Allison Holker, posted a photo of her, not reflection, of her shadow holding another man's hand in the shadow as well, appearing to debut a new romance. But, it has been a year and a half, so people are kind of wondering, is it too soon? How do you move on? I mean, it's just got to be such a weird situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a question everybody wants to know is like, how soon is too soon? How late is too late? Do you ever? I've never been in like truly like a significant kind of relationship. So
You don't say. Why does that check out?
It's because it's mustache,
Yeah, right.
Too many
Well, you're gonna keep those girls away with that repellent.
But no, I mean, you could speak on it better than anybody, right? You're married and you've been in a significant relationship, and I guess, is there a time frame? And I mean, you never know when you're gonna meet right people and people come into your lives and stuff like that. But it just, I don't know, because I've heard the theory of if I find my one and I lose him or her,
That's it.
it's over. You know,
Yeah.
I'll never be able to match that. But then you see people like this where it's like, all right, I
And
moved
find
on,
love
you know?
again.
I'm curious. I
I mean,
don't know.
like in history, if a man died, the woman was the widow forever. She was always grieving him, having to wear black, right? Like that's where like the whole widow's walk comes from. If like a sailor went out into the ocean and didn't come back that day, presumably the widow would be walking up on like the balcony, they call it the widow's walk, and would just be wearing black and, grieving their husband for X amount of time, presumably forever. But I think now, look, you can always find love again.
Yeah.
And sometimes too, there's like stories of, someone dies and then the best friend is at the funeral and the widow wife is at the funeral and they somehow like both are grieving
over it,
and
yeah.
bond over that and then end up being in a relationship and people are like, what the heck? Or like, the widow starts dating the deceased man's brother. Like that happens too. So look, do people like feel a certain way about it? Yeah, but I also think it's also not their life, not their business.
Sure.
So I feel like you can always find love. I don't think it's ever really the only time it's right is when maybe you've had closure.
Right. Yeah, the world's a smaller place too, like with all the invention of dating apps and that kind of thing. And,
Yeah,
and airfare is so much cheaper now than it was even 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like you're able to see people way more and meet more of the world and stuff. And I do. I'm never.
I feel like the dating options are less these days.
Well, because there's so many more options. Like
right, everyone's got one foot out the door.
Right, I could if you're not good enough.
You, Edward,
the mustache, it's just
you're the walking proof.
But I think that I'm never going to be the one that shades somebody from moving on. You know what I mean? But I do know people that are very much so against it. That it would be like shocking to them if their partner moved on and.
And I think too, if you remember, we broke the story about Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park.
Mm-hmm.
His widow had famously gotten married. We did that story, but then she got divorced, and she had gotten a lot of heat for moving on, quote, at all, after the death of like this legendary rock star.
Right.
But, people deserve to have a second chance at love and life. And I think people also think like, Chester or, tWitch in this situation, he would probably want her to find love again.
Right.
Like live your life.
Sure.
There's so much more of her life that she has to live.
Agreed.
Moving on to Bhad Bhabie, probably not the best decision. So her and her child's father, Levon, are making a statement that their bond runs skin deep, literally, because on Tuesday, she had debuted a new tattoo of her leg portrait of Levon's full face. And Levon showed his ink, which was a portrait of her, which it's like a hot shot. She's like seductively posing with her finger in her mouth.
Right.
And it was just a month ago when Bhad Bhabie had accused him of assaulting her. Yeah. Right. And so we know this is like a very rocky relationship, but so yeah, probably not the best thing to do. In any situation. Even if you have like a very strong bond with somebody, I just don't find it ever to be a smart thing to get a tattoo of your current partner?
Well, for Levon, it makes sense, right? Because Bhad Bhabie is like gonna forever live in American history, right? Like whether you like it or not. Like,
Yeah, so you mean
Cash
like
Me
it's okay because
Outside.
he's like a fan
Yeah,
kind of
well, I
thing?
mean, what a flex for the rest of your life if this goes sideways. It's like, yeah, I dated Bhad Bhabie so much so that I tattooed her on me and she tattooed me on her. Like but for Bhad Bhabie, particularly in the wake of the allegations against him, I mean,
Yeah.
she posted
Which
video.
she posted.
She posted video of him that appeared to show him really hurting her.
Yeah, it was not
and
good.
injuries that were like heinous. And now you're tattooing him on your body. It's
Yeah.
just it's a scary kind of seemingly toxic relationship that I don't think you want to forever immortalize with a tattoo. And hopefully it all works out for them and stuff like that. But man, like that's a lot. That's
a lot.
That's a big commitment to put somebody's face on your body. So
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't.
Would you ever get one?
No.
Wow.
My dad like is so anti-tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he was like a tough guy. And
Aren't you from like the Bay Area?
yeah, but he's like a truck driver and stuff like that. And he's like,
I feel like truck drivers would be like,
I-
get
listen,
the tat. Like,
he used to, like he works on cars and stuff, and he has a belt sander. He'd be like,
Wait,
I'm gonna take the belt sander. I'm gonna sand it off of you. Jeez.
jeez, wow. Okay. Wow. So your
Tattoo.
parents still are influencing you to not getting.
Well, yeah. I mean, now at this point, now I'm 35. When am I gonna tattoo my favorite
You could
sports
get
team?
like people get like their rings tattooed.
Bhad Bhabie on my leg.
Yeah, you could do that too. All right, moving on to Almost News. So there's this new docuseries. I don't know if you've seen it, Edward. This is just like a wild docuseries. It's about Baywatch, infamous show, and
Infamous.
yeah,
Famous
show. Some of the baddest girls in the game came from Baywatch. And so on this show, Jeremy Jackson, who was a child star, he played David Hasselhoff's son on the show. He admitted that he would sneak into all the girls' trailers and get their dirty swimsuits and sniff them. And he specifically said Nicole Eggert's scent like turned him on. I'm ready to barf just like describing this whole story. Our camera girl actually got Nicole out in New York, and here's what she had to say about it.
Well, I'm very accustomed to Jeremy being very honest and being himself. It's hilarious, and I know people are shocked by it, but I'm sure men that of that adolescent age had done, I'm sure all of us at a weird adolescent age had, done some different things.
Oh, I mean, I guess she is cool with it.
You know what this smells like?
What?
It just smells like that they all know that this is the ticket to getting this docuseries pumped up. You know what I mean?
Possibly,
Like,
because she was in it.
and she's in it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they're getting a cut of it, and it feels like
Promotional.
Yes, like thank you so much,
Ugh.
Jeremy, for making this weird, gross admission. Because
I
now people are
know.
gonna actually watch this docuseries. I mean, who really has interest in this? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
there's people that
I mean,
do.
but like now it's on a national scale. I mean, it
Yeah.
used to be kind of in that cult following, like Baywatch. Now it's like, dude, I want to hear this weirdo how he sniffed all the
Yes.
stars' bathing suits. So I think in a candid moment, she'd probably like, that's weird as hell, and I can't believe that happened. But now she's like, to change. Like that's
Yeah.
my read.
Okay, I can see that. I thought she was maybe saying like, in a way, it's kind of like flattering. I even hate to go there, but like. Yeah, I if somebody here went and smelled even my old socks, I would be so disturbed.
But imagine in 5 years from now if they were making a TMZ documentary
Which they should.
and I came out and admitted it, and then
Oh God, Edward, please.
we would be making so much
Oh.
money. You know what I mean?
But you will never find the opposite, right? You'll never find a girl going through puberty smelling an old guy's pee-stained underwear. Like that is not happening. With skid marks, no thank you.
What is something you would find?
That you would find attractive?
No, from a woman to a man's perspective, right? Like what is that kind of kink from the opposite end? I'm very curious.
Nothing. You guys are gross and weird. My friend is I probably shouldn't say this. My friend is getting married to this guy, and
Okay.
she told me, and we were like talking because I have to like give a maid of honor speech at her wedding.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, tell me a little bit. I don't really know him I've hung out with him,
Okay.
but like not a ton, right? I'm just like, tell me about him. She's like, well, she said that one time she went to like open a door and there was something sticky on the door, and she's like, what the heck? it was a full-on booger. He just put his booger on the door handle. And I'm like, that is the most repulsive
Was it like a
thing.
trolling thing to her?
No,
He
he
wanted her to
just
smush
is
on
like, it's a convenient place to put my booger.
That's
and
not
she
a kink, though.
She even finds him, like, if this is your table,
Stop.
under the table, there's the boogers, just the slimy booger coming off of the hand.
Well, where are you going to put your boogers?
In a tissue? What the
If not under the table, where the hell are you going to put them?
Edward!
What?
Throw your booger away, or just eat it. Sorry. All right. Moving on to today in history. Today is Booger Day. No, I'm just kidding. It's Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc. Cab Day.
What the hell was yesterday? National Wine Day?
Yeah.
Another wine day?
Well, today is specifically Cab Day.
Dude, miss me.
Cabernet Sauvignon
Miss
Day.
me with this.
You don't like wine?
Every day's a wine day now.
I'm fine with that. No complaints. I love wine.
With boogers.
This day in 1922, the first radio advertisement, which happened to be for an apartment complex, was broadcast on WEAF in NYC. Do you like those radio jingles?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of a good one. Like, we have so many here. Why am I not able to think of any?
We Are Farmers?
Like, you know the little jingle where it's like, 1-800
Oh, you mean the LA ones?
Empire,
Yeah.
like those or
Yeah,
whatever.
like Jacob and Ronnie's stuff. Yeah.
Yes. This day in 1966, the Beatles performed their last concert at Candlestick Park in SF.
Candlestick, I'm from there.
Oh, do you know what that is?
Freezing.
Really?
Freezing
I mean,
at
SF
all
is just
times.
cold.
It's just the coldest place in the world. It doesn't exist anymore.
Are you one of those guys that like corrects people and says like, don't say San Fran?
No, I don't care.
Okay, because
and
I
I'm
had said
very-
San Fran, and everyone was like hopping on me, being
Hella?
like, "You cannot say San Fran; it has to be SF."
Are you familiar with Hella?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's like weird.
You can't say it down
Though I
there, but
love
you can
Gwen
say it up there.
Stefani because she says hella.
Yeah. Cold place.
This day in 1997, Netflix was
Hey.
founded, which started off as a movie rental by mail company.
Yeah.
And this is such a great story because how Netflix came to be is the co-founder told this infamous story. He said that he was inspired to start the company after he went to Blockbuster and they fined him $40 for his late return of Apollo 13. So then he was like, we should just make it a mail-in thing.
And not to be that old guy, but like kids these days will never understand any of this.
No,
like,
no.
Like Netflix,
They're like Blockbuster. They sell blocks. Like,
and the late fees, and like you'd get a video game and it'd be scratched, and you'd have to get back to
Yes.
Blockbuster, and then they wouldn't have the copy, so you couldn't get your video game back.
Right.
Then the Netflix situation where you had to mail in a DVD, and then you got to mail it back,
Yeah.
and then you had to worry about it all, and you had to pay more for 2 DVDs. And
Talk about a great pivot though for Netflix, going from like
just
mail-in
basically
DVDs
the
to
mail-in
like
Blockbuster to now
the
this
major
completely agree.
streamer.
What a business.
Yeah. Some birthdays today. Michael Jackson. No reaction from you? Like the greatest pop star of all time.
Ooh.
Controversial figure. Obviously, we have to mention that as well.
Right.
But some mega hits. John McCain, Leah Michele, and Liam Payne. Happy birthday, everybody.
My birthday day, huh?
You have any fun plans this coming weekend? It's Thursday, but we already got to talk about the
Pool
weekend.
party,
I need to get through.
Volleyball.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's going to be Labor Day weekend,
Yeah.
right?
Probably take Labor Day off.
Oh, are we off on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember we used
okay.
to be off Friday and Monday.
Oh, yeah. Now it's just Monday.
Mhm.
It's okay. I'll be in Argentina. I leave to Argentina on
nice.
Saturday.
Nice.
We'll be living my Argentinian life with
They
wine
speak
and
Spanish
food.
there,
Yes, they
Right.
do, but have a little bit of an accent.
yeah? Mm.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to understand it because I speak Mexican Spanish, not
Okay.
Argentinian Spanish,
Okay.
which I guess is different. I don't
Do you
know.
think you could
It's
say
like British versus like, American English.
what's goodbye in
Well, I'm
Argentinian?
hoping
In
adios because
No,
if it's
yeah.
not, is
But
it
in
not?
an Argentinian accent.
I have no
Okay.
idea. I have no idea. Do they have like the Spanish accent where it's like
no, you're the one
instead
going
of
there.
like entiendan, it's entiendan?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't freaking know. I
Adios.
probably should figure it out. Get some Argentinian pesos too. All right. You guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.